Hi, Peter Charles of Hooked for Life Fly Fishing, and today we're going to look at practicing our casting accuracy in the yard. I've got a little setup there. I've got a little cone that I've taken out, and I'm using that for a target. And I've got a little bit of yarn on the end of my line, and I'm going to see what happens and how well I do at it. I haven't tried to hit a target since last summer, so you know, pays your money, you takes your chances. So I'm sure there'll be a few bloopers, but that's part of the fun, isn't it? We're going to go out and practice, and I want to demonstrate a couple of things while I'm out there. One of the most important things is the alignment of hand, eye, and foot. You get in my case, my right foot, pointed directly at the target. It's amazing if you point your foot at the target how well you'll line up. If your foot is pointed away from the target, you'll tend to miss it. It's much easier to line up your target with your foot pointing right at it. And then I've got my rod almost vertical, and I'm tracking on my right eye. So right down the rod. And that gives me the accuracy I need. I mean, I could go directly over my head, but there's always a risk of planting the fly back here. So a little bit off the vertical, right on the eye. So the hand, the eye, and the foot are all lined up for the cast. And then you end up with a pretty straight cast. Even in a bit of a swirling wind we had today, I'm doing it between the houses and the wind is whipping around a little bit. That just adds a little bit of realism because, the reality is when we're out dry fly fishing, guess what the wind is doing? When do we ever have a nice calm day? So that's part and parcel of the game. So let's get out there and see how well I did. Okay, I'm in the yard. First cast, it just bounced right out. That's not too bad for a first try. That one's off to the side a little bit. You notice that that was awful. And you can see, if you saw that one and go back to it and look again, you'll see that my rod went off to one side. And that's the reason why it missed. That one bounced out. Notice that the rod and my hand, my eye, and the foot are all in alignment. And that's how you ensure accuracy. The rod tip has to travel in a straight path. If it varies at all, left to right or right to left, you're going to miss the target, which is, you saw in that one that was way off target, my rod went a little bit to that side. Okay, that one didn't turn out too badly, I was expecting worse. And I did manage to hit the target a few times, though it did bounce out, but, that's life. But what you can see is that alignment is what was important. And so all you need is a little plate, something like that, a bit of yarn on the end of your leader. Straighten your leader out well before you start. And then just practice your eye to get that alignment between the eye, the hand, the thumb, straight down onto the target, along with that foot pointed directly at the target. So I normally have right hand up, right foot forward. And that's how I get my accuracy. That's also how I often cast for power as well. So give it a try. Get out there in the yard and give it a whirl and see what you can do. It's only through practice that we actually improve our accuracy. There's no magic bullet. I mean, you just got to get out there and do it and do it and do it until you get to the point where it becomes automatic. The only other thing I'll mention is vary your distance. I didn't bother in this particular case. I was showing basically how I go about casting for accuracy. But I would work under different distances or put down different markers, different plates, and vary from one to another, and get in the habit of adjusting your distance as well as your left to right accuracy. So give it a try. Cheers.